All right, welcome to our update on the Stock Madness. If you hadn't had a chance, check out our previous video where we went through how we're doing things, how this is all going to be set up. This is halftime. Halftime is what he's calling it. Where each bracket is going for 2 weeks. This is the end of week 1. We thought we'd give you an update, see how it's going. We are playing for a prize. I don't know what the prize is.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
It's not like a can of Spam or something, right?
No, it's way better than that. You're gonna love this prize. Yeah, right. No, you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised.
Okay, all right. Well, I hope I'll win, but we'll see what happens. So, you want to start? What do you got? How'd your stocks do this week?
Really interesting week. As far as my biggest gainer goes, and this was the biggest gainer across the board, was Penn National.
Okay.
Penn National just absolutely killed it this week. Up just over 48%.
In the news all week.
Yeah, in the news all week, and as you said multiple times this week, incredibly volatile stock. Like, it's not the biggest and the baddest one out there, but it's incredibly volatile. I think it started the week out at like $5, and it's sitting at like 12 or 13 now, got all the way up to 15. So it had a massive week, and it's paired up against Amazon, and Amazon just kind of stayed flat. That was actually my biggest quote-unquote loser, or my least gainer.
Sleepy.
Yeah, just
it really was
up almost 3%. And that was about it. Not a great week for Amazon. So Penn being my biggest loser and my biggest winner, and then Amazon was my biggest loser, and they just happen to be going against each other.
So see here, Penn National Gaming, the corporate team members are also going to be furloughed. Company will be operating with a minimum staff starting next week.
And it's crazy because all casinos got shut down. Everything got shut down, and the casino stocks bounced. Everyone kind of took a bounce, and it was just weird. And I didn't see a reason for it to bounce, but I am very happy that it did.
Okay. Well, yeah, it looks like that Penn. I mean, at this point, you're not going to end up with Amazon. Penn's got so much to go.
Penn's up by a lot. It would take an earth-shattering week for Amazon to move on to the next round. That's a blowout.
Or a collapse in the final half. You know what I mean?
Could be. It's happened.
Somebody gets hurt.
It's happened. This would be the epitome of a 16 upsetting a 1. Maybe not a 16. That's like a 12-5 upset. They know what it means. They know what it means. Okay. But yeah. So anyway, that's the first region in mine.
In your region, okay. Yeah. My first region, I'll go with the banks. I had Citigroup up against JPMorgan. Secretly, kind of hoping JPMorgan could be my workhorse through this whole thing. I really got 2 stocks I'm trying to get through this whole thing. But Citigroup, JPMorgan. This week, Citigroup beat out. It was up about 16%. JPMorgan got about 11%. It sold off on Friday. Guess what happened? Citigroup downgraded JPMorgan. They took me down.
Yeah.
So JPMorgan lower anyways. I like the financials here. So I think financials have a lot of room to go. If you saw on Friday, just if I could add some depth to that, if you look on Friday, financials did not sell off about as much as the market. They held up there. It was down about 3%, but they're hanging in there. I like the financials as a whole. JPMorgan, I hope, comes back. I like JPMorgan better. But we'll see what happens. So Citigroup leading the way because they dogged my stock. You
are genuinely rooting for JPMorgan, and it's pretty funny. He literally comes up to me probably about an hour, 2 hours ago, because JPMorgan's got downgraded and they're down X amount to Citigroup or whatever it is, and you were genuinely sad about it. And I think it's funny that you have a real, almost kind of sort of rooting interest here for them secretly.
I had my sad candy.
Did you? That expired Reese's over.
No, right behind your arm down there is some M&Ms. They're peanut flavor. I don't even like them, man.
Tough loss for a big fan like you.
I know. Come on, JP. Let's get it going.
All right, you want to move on to my next one, or you got another one, or?
Go for it.
You still sulking
let me think.
Are you just watching it?
Let me just do it. Go ahead.
I'll move on to Netflix and Take-Two. Netflix had a real interesting story come out. It didn't really seem to affect them all that much. But the total streaming hours from March 1st to March 16th came out this week. And it's up, obviously, it's up 24% from where it was last year. Netflix actually accounted for 37% of all of that. YouTube came in second with 21%, and then Amazon at 16%. Just talked about Amazon a second ago.
I would have thought Amazon would have been a close second.
I thought Amazon would be a lot higher, and then the other 14, there's another 14% made up of HBO, Disney, and kind of all that. But Netflix really blew everyone else out of the water when I thought Netflix, in my mind, wasn't that popular. But clearly still is the top dog out there.
They should be. They spend billions and billions of dollars. I went to California. We did the Warner Brothers studio tour, and we started going through the different warehouses, and then we stopped, and I'm like, what are all those all the way down there? And the guy's like, it's Netflix. They rented out all of them. They're filming all their stuff in there.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting from Netflix and Amazon perspective. Netflix for me is playing Take-Two. Take-Two's up 11.5%, so they're up quite a bit on Netflix, 7.2%. Seems like they're still just kind of bouncing off that NFL partnership news from last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it is now. Seems like they're still kind of riding that high. They had a really good week this week, so good for them.
It's interesting considering there's no sports. Like, are people at home playing the sports games?
But this game doesn't even exist, or it hasn't existed in years. That's kind of the crazy part about it is. So
yeah, there's nothing else news-wise for them.
No, there's nothing. So good for them. They're up over Netflix. Kind of thought Netflix would have a bigger week, but
Is that like my JPMorgan? Are you hoping Netflix takes over?
I would like Netflix to take over, but that's okay if it doesn't. I'm okay with Take-Two. I just found out about Take-Two last week, and I'm a big fan now.
Okay.
I jumped on the bandwagon.
There you go. Well, I'll go on to my Disney versus Twitter. That's my pairing there. I'm hoping Disney moves through it. I put Twitter in there, like I said last week, just kind of as my news shocker that any sort of news could come out regarding the CEO. Nothing's really happened there. Disney is beating Twitter. Disney up 12%, Twitter up 5% for the week so far. Happy with that. Disney's parks, they've been super quiet about this. They haven't been saying like, we'll open up on this day or whatever. Just really quiet, not in the news, none of their people there. And today, Friday, we're recording this, after the close, they said the parks are to remain closed until further notice. So they wouldn't even give a date.
Wow.
That's not good. $40 million a day just for Disney World over here in Orlando.
That's tough. And you know they're trying to open up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you got to give me something.
Gosh.
I'm jonesing over here, man. I'm trying to get to Disney.
Have you tweeted at all since
No.
you started this? Still haven't tweeted, huh?
No, I'm scared to tweet, man. You tweet one thing, next thing you know, people knocking on the door. Why'd you say that?
But you get attention.
But you have the attention.
You get the attention. That's
Good
what all
or
the kids
bad?
are trying to do nowadays.
I don't know.
Any news on Twitter or nothing?
Nothing really.
No.
Yeah, just kind of quiet.
Microsoft and Visa for my next one. That's a close one. For me, that's like going into the half. Visa's up by 1. Visa's up almost 10% on the week, and Microsoft almost up 9% on the week. I didn't think I had too many news stories. Obviously, Visa and MasterCard were hit really hard to start the week, and I think they rallied late, if I'm not mistaken, but not a whole lot there as far as new stuff goes. Kind of just holding their own. It's a good little matchup. That'll be an interesting one to see who moves through.
They were doing good until Friday. Microsoft downgraded by Goldman Sachs. They got a $160 price target on it. That essentially put the lid on the price for Friday. But we'll see. I like those two picks. I mean, I think that's a good matchup there.
It is a good match. Good game.
We'll see what happens. I was gonna do Intuit and AMD. That's my one of my pairings there. I'm gonna do Dollar Tree and Tap.
Oof.
I got Dollar Tree versus Molson Coors, and it was kind of a close one there till the end. You got Tap up 4% for the week, Dollar Tree down 1% for the week. I'm rooting for Tap here. You got a 6% yield on this one if it's something you're looking into. Consumer staple stocks, people are going to drink beer no matter what the economy does. It's a 40% discount from the highs, so you get a 40% discount, 6% yield, a little bit of geeky stuff there. I'm kind of rooting for that one. The problem is, if Tap ends up going against any other company on my list, I'm screwed.
This was it's kind of like the battle of the losers. This is like the two weakest ones out of both of ours, right? They're just incredibly weak.
They're normally slower too. So consumer staple stocks are typically slower. They've been holding up on some of the down days because people run to that. You saw that on Friday and Wednesday as well. But we'll see.
If we're keeping the analogy with basketball, this is the game where no one can make a shot. It's just kind of going along, and time's eventually just going to run out.
Yeah, you almost change the channel.
Yeah,
I'll come back to you.
That's kind of what this one is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I'm on my last one, right? Am I on my last one? Berkshire Hathaway and American Express. American Express up 19% on the week. Had a really big week up until today. This was the day where them and Visa both kind of got shot down hard today after a pretty good week. And then Berkshire Hathaway up almost 5.5%. So that one's kind of a tough battle there.
Who would you like? American Express?
Probably American Express, yeah.
Like you don't need it because you got Visa, but
right, but I'd like to have both of them.
Okay.
That would be the fun part if you can kind of get both of them in the dance there.
So Friday was kind of a day where analysts went to the financial sector and made their adjustments. So you had a lot of downgrades, like I got to enjoy. Morgan Stanley cut American Express to $119. It's still much higher than where it's at, but there's a lot of other downgrades in here. Oppenheimer going to $100. That's not as good. But it was just one of those days. Friday was the day. If you had financial stocks, they probably got downgraded. Happens. Bank of America also downgraded JPMorgan. They can all suck it. I mean, come on.
Wow.
You know, like
Aggressive.
let's go, man.
Aggressive.
I don't know why I picked Citigroup. I want American Express. Let's go. Or not
Or
American
you want
Express,
JPMorgan.
JPMorgan. So
Yeah.
there's a week left. It's halftime. I'm rallying the troops, right? I'm just trying to get them pumped up.
Obviously, you're going to go give a halftime speech after
I'm
this.
giving a speech, right?
Okay.
It's
I
going
like
to be
it.
a tough one. I hope they're ready.
I like it. Good. Good.
All right.
Well, that's
Anything
it.
else?
That's it for my
Cool.
for my 4 groups.
So out of all of our picks, did you run this? Who has the best performing stock? Is it Penn?
Oh, by far Penn. So Penn's up 48%. Your best performer was you didn't do your AMD and Intuit, did you?
No, I didn't. I chose to stay away from that. But that's my best performer.
Gotcha.
AMD 17.
Yeah, AMD's up 17.5% for you.
Yep.
So that's your best performer. It's no Penn at 48%, but good for you.
Assuming this was the end of it, you'd be in the lead.
Basically, I won.
Do you like the prize?
Yeah, oh, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. This is I picked out the prize for me. That was basically what I did there. I wasn't worried about you. It's for me. I'm banking on winning, so it's really for me. But
Did we set a budget for the prize?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then biggest losers, obviously we talked about Dollar Tree down. Actually, the only one in the negative out of everybody. And then Amazon for me at 2.9%. Your biggest lead, Disney over Twitter. Disney's up over Twitter 6%. Mine obviously is Penn over Amazon at 45%. So those are kind of your main stats for the first half.
Well, let us know below what you got going on. Is this interesting to you? Or who you're rooting for? Tell us below. Cody's got a fan. I didn't have a fan.
I got quite a few fans.
I got nobody.
No?
I saw people cheering for you. Who was
Yeah. Ah, jeez.
that? Hey,
I don't remember, but I appreciate you.
Timothy Rogers. He caught that the
That
other
guy,
day.
that
Super
guy.
dad. That's super dad.
Yeah.
Rooting for Cody.
Appreciate that.
Where you at, man? What's
Appreciate
going on
that.
there? I don't like that.
Appreciate
You are
that.
cut off, man. I'm not taking your calls anymore.
You can call me.
All right, guys. Enjoy. We'll see you back. Let us know what you think. And thanks for watching. See ya.